Hi, welcome back to the Boss Podcast. This is Mindy Linscomb, your host, and we are going to be telling bridal owner success stories today. And in the studio, I have Emily Gorman from Texas. Hi, Emily.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. Can you tell everybody where you're from?
Yes, I'm Emily. I'm from Longview, Texas. My store is Emily Ray's, Bridal, Prom, and Tuxedos. So we do it all.
I love it. Well, and you have one of the coolest stories of getting into this business and this industry. I can't wait for you to share it today for our listeners. But you started working in a store many years ago. How old were you when you started working in a store?
So I started when I was 16 working in the store now that I own. It used to have a different name, but yeah, so long time.
So you're working in the store, I'm assuming as a prom stylist, maybe a bridal stylist eventually. And then did the owner come up to you or did you go up to the owner? I want you to tell us.
So yeah, okay. So it's pretty I think it's pretty neat. So my mom owned a kids store around the corner from the shop, and being 16, I wanted to go look at the pre-prom dresses. So I walked into the store one day and I was just browsing for fun, and the owner asked, "Hey, I need some help. Do you want a job?" And I was like, "Yeah, this sounds great. I have nothing else to do." So I took her up on it, and the first day that I worked, she was in her 80s, so she had a lot of back problems and stuff. So she's like, "Look, I cannot take this bride. We just had one walk in. I know it's your first day, but can you please handle this bride?" And being 16, I was like, "Oh my goodness, like this is so scary." But it was really exciting, and I decided, yeah, I can do this. We've got this. I'm gonna fake it till I make it. And so anyway, I worked with this bride, and literally it was like a godsend. Like, it was the perfect customer for me to work with because she was crying, I was crying, like happy tears. And that day I went home and I told my mom and dad, I was like, "I think I know what I want to do with my life." And I wanted to be a psychologist, so totally different aspect to there. And so they're like, "Okay, cool. This If that's what you want to do, just keep going at it and see if you like it." So I worked for the previous owner for about 4 years until I got my associates in business. And then it just kind of came up to the point where she was like, "Hey, I need to retire and I want to live the rest of my life." So she's like, "Would you be interested?" And so I was like, yes, like
So
100.
how old was she when she retired?
She was 85. Yeah,
Wow. And how long had she had the store?
38 years.
Okay, Emily, I want to retire before 85.
Ims. So I will not be here at 80.
I'm like, wow. Or your daughter might be running it.
She might be running it, and I'll pop in every once in a while, but no, I want to be, like, traveling the world by then. But no, she started the business later in life and just, she that's what she loved to do,
That's
so
what she loved to do.
yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, and then was it right away that you changed the name or was it over time, and can you tell us about that story?
We did change it. So it was CW Boutique, which her name was Carolyn Williams, so that's what it stood for. So I wanted to give it a full refresh, and we were always known as the little old lady store downtown, and so I didn't want that anymore. Because typically before she hired me, she did only hire older people, and so I just wanted to give it a new fresh face and look. So it took a long time to really figure out what I wanted to name it. And then I was like, you know what? Most bridal shops are just their names. So we just went with Emily Ray's, which is my first and middle name. Um, and I was like, I mean, this is mine, I just want to go with that. And it's kind of been like a staple here. It's really
How long ago was it that you changed the name?
so I was 19 whenever we bought it. So it's been 13 years. So yeah, so
So you did it right away.
we did, yeah. As we did, like, a huge rebranding, new ownership, like, full.
So you went all in.
Yeah, all in.
Wow. And just so that our listeners heard that, she was 19 when she bought it.
Yes.
It's incredible. So I also want to point out the fact that sometimes owners are looking for a buyer, but potentially they have one on their team.
Yeah, definitely.
You never know. And I think it's somebody who's already passionate about the business and knows how to do the work.
Mhm.
It's pretty incredible. Okay, so what kind of things were you like thinking this would be like to own a bridal store at 19? And then you were like, well, that's nothing like I was expecting, and it was maybe a negative or a positive surprise as you reflect back over the 13 years. When people think, "Oh, I'm gonna own a bridal shop," it sounds so fun, but then they don't realize, "Oh, this is gonna be every Saturday," and, "Oh my goodness, this
Yes.
is the, trickier customer service," and, this is actually creating an experience for brides, not just selling dresses. So, like, what are some things that you're like, "Hey, for me, I had no idea it was gonna be like blank."
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously being 19, I was, like, gung ho,
Mhm.
like, full of energy and just, like, awesome, like, this is gonna be the best thing ever, and, like which it is, I still love it. I mean, 13 years, you've gotta love it, so, but, like, dealing with, like, different personality types and stuff like that, I was just, like, that bubbly, like, very high I personality, like, so when we got it, like, our first bad review, which was, like, just a learning experience, like, I literally cried for a month. It was, like, the most heartbreaking thing ever, and I was like, "I'm not cut out for this, I can't do this," but, obviously, it's like, "Wait, that wasn't the full truth there," and so, getting over those learning curves of, like, "Hey, not everyone's gonna love you, and that's okay." But
That is a huge point to make
yes.
because I think that we have a hard time with that criticism,
Yeah.
right? It's like, it can feel so personal.
Right, and in the beginning, I took it personally instead of looking at it as, "Hey, this person had this experience, and that was their point of view, so how can we make that better?" And so that was kind of a good learning experience to see, okay, even though it really stinks that we got a 1 star or whatever, like, what could we done better in that situation? So
Do you feel like every time you get feedback or you have, like, a hard moment, do you feel like every time you get a little bit stronger? A little
oh,
bit like,
definitely. Definitely, yeah. In the beginning, it was, like, literal tears, and now it's like, "Okay, how can we fix this? Because we don't want that to happen again," but or it's like, "Okay, that's not what happened, but if that's how you feel, like, let's look that over and, like,
how we can help.
yeah, like, let's have a discussion."
So what does your team look like today? Like, how have you built it to be more than just you?
Yeah, so it's still me and mom. My mom's my alteration lady, and then my sister works here, so it's mostly family. But we do have some weekend warriors, is what I call them, who really help us out, especially during prom season. We have our little like prom squad that comes and helps with our prom girls, so that's usually about 5 to 6 girls, and then we have about 3 bridal stylists.
It'll come on the weekends.
Yeah, yeah, but during the week, it's mostly just me, mom, and sister, so we are only 1,700 square feet, so we can pretty much manage.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say, what's that like working with mom and sister?
Oh, it's so much fun.
What do you do to keep the relationship good? I'm sure you have some intentional things you do to make sure that you stay close.
Yes, yeah, I mean, honestly, I live, like, 3 minutes from my parents, and my mom helps out with the kids. I mean, most of the time, it's not both of us here at the same time, we're usually on our own for the most part, or vice versa, or there'll be 1 or 2 of us here. I mean, we all pretty much get along. I mean, there's a little bit of, bickering, of course, but just, we love each
But
other.
you didn't have to like establish any sort of like these are gonna be our communication rules or
No, not really. It is funny because I do call my mom Holly in the store, and so anytime her friends are here, they're like, "Did you just call your mom Holly?" Like, that's her first. I'm like, "But if we're here because we do prom, she won't answer to mom." And so
well, about 5 other ladies are gonna turn their head to you when you get home.
exactly. Exactly. And so that's kind of been the funny part. I mean, she at home she's still mom, but like here at the store, I'm like, "Hey, Holly," and she's like she'll answer to that, so but it's
Yeah.
it's really funny, but, I mean, we haven't really had to, like, establish boundaries or anything, which has been nice, so,
Yeah.
I mean, we're all pretty much best friends, so
Okay, so and then, were you married when you bought the store at 19?
I was not. So I was in a relationship, which is now my husband. So we got married 2 years. Well, I was engaged. So we got married 2 years after we purchased the store.
Did he know what he was getting himself into by being a bridal shop owner?
I don't think he did. I still don't think he understands, which is fine. There's just so much that goes on here that, like, he's at home and he's like, okay, do you need a break? Like, you seem stressed. So he tries to be like, help in that aspect. But he's an accountant. So he runs all my numbers and does all that. So he's a,
Really?
oh,
So he has a full-time job, but he helps everything on the end like, on the back end, he helps you?
yeah, he does a lot. So.
That's amazing.
It's a big
Yeah,
help.
Haverty, does he fix stuff for you when you need it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I see
Well,
accountant, handyman, all of that.
key to make sure you read Jordan's like top 10 things husbands of bridal shop owners need to know. Jordan wrote those 10 things, and it's like ways that you can come alongside your wife if she's a bridal shop owner, because
I love it.
we are a unique breed. We
Yeah,
are,
for sure.
goal driven. We are going for like, meeting a accomplishment, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're entrepreneurs, but we're also fully dreamers, and we wanna support our brides, and then we're also less available on the weekends.
Exactly. Yes, we have adopted dadder days, like Jordan says. Yeah. Yeah, that's been feeling fun. Yeah.
I was so curious to, like, what after our plane talk, when we rode on the plane together, what your Saturdays are looking like. Tell me more. What are your Saturdays looking like next?
I've been here more. I haven't been here every Saturday, but I'm getting there more, for sure, because I was not here on Saturdays at all before. But, especially as, like, prom season comes up and everything, I'm definitely gonna be here because I need to. I've kinda split the days, during the week now, so I get off at 2, so I can go pick up the kids so that I feel like I'm not, you know, taking time away from them too, so I feel like I can actually, like, be a mom and, you know,
Yes.
run my business.
I know, I always felt like
Balance.
the nice schedule is if you can do the, dinner and bath time and stuff and be home for that, that's pretty cool Monday through Friday, but the weekends we just know are gonna be much better if the owner's around.
Yeah.
So, as much as I can, I try to come in on the weekends, and so, like, to expound on what you said, adopting the term "Dadder Day," has been our family lifestyle for 18 years now, where every Saturday is called Dadder Day,
Yep.
and it's their day to be on with the kids, and man, they do some really cool things together too. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
they do chores, but they also do fun things, and I think it's good for them to have a relationship with both parents for
For
sure.
sure, for sure.
So, okay, when you think back over the 13 years, do you have any funny stories of things that you're like, this happened to me and now I can laugh about it, but before I couldn't, it was too much. But now, like, I have some crazy stories. I'm sure you could write your own book.
Oh, I
Like, what is a story of like a time where you're like, oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe this happened to me? It could be anything from your IT support to a customer to anything. Where in the moment you're like, this is terrible. This is wild. I can't believe it's happening. But now you can laugh about it.
yeah, so probably my favorite story that I can laugh about now, because in the time it was not fun. But, this was, like, 3 years into the business, so I was young 20s, still figuring everything out,
The newlywed.
newlywed, yes, and everything, and, my mom was my business partner. Well, she was having surgery this day, and it was a Friday, and we had a wedding party that had of what was it? 8 girls that had not picked up their wedding or their bridesmaids dresses yet, because we were doing really big in bridesmaids, and, the wedding was the next day. Well, they came in with the mother of the bride and the bride, and they're like, "Hey, we're here to, get our bridesmaids." I'm like, "Isn't the wedding tomorrow?" Like, because 'cause we've been calling them over and over and, like, nobody answered, and they're like, "Yeah, we're here to get them everything." Like, no alterations, no nothing, like, so they all come in and none of them fit. They're, like, 5 sizes too big because they all did, like, major weight loss surgery and didn't tell us and expected them to fit after that. Like, it was the most confusing.
What did you do? Yeah, what did you
Well, the mother of the bride was not a very nice person. She said some very mean things, and I'm just, like, standing there, literally, like, just dumbfounded, and she's like, "Are you gonna say something?" And I'm like, "I don't wanna say something that's gonna get me in trouble because, like, I don't know what to say to you right now." And she's like, "Well, how are you gonna fix it?" I was like, "I can't." Like, I don't sew. I can hand sew, but I do not, like, sew with the machine. My mom can, but I never learned that skill. I'm too.
And of course, she's having surgery today.
Yeah, and she's having surgery at that, like, literally on the table having surgery, and, she's like, "Well, I need you to get your mom. I need her here right now." I'm like, "She's literally cut open right now. She cannot be here." And so, like, it was this huge fit. Well, they, of course, all had balances owed at that time, and, like, half of the bridesmaids were completely embarrassed by the whole situation. We're like, "Look, here's our money, like, we'll pay for it." And then, like, then she tried to take some of the dresses, and I was like, "Okay, those aren't paid for, you can't have those yet." It was just a whole crazy mess, and, like, at that time, I was like, "What is going on?" But now I'm like, it's just something to laugh about.
Live and learn. You learn and you and I was gonna say, did they end up taking the dresses and wearing them for the wedding?
I don't know if they wore them, like, literally, they were, like, 5 sizes too big. They all had the
They
gap.
were probably gonna go find a seamstress overnight.
I guess so. Like, I even told him, like, I was like, "I will call all the seamstresses that I know for you. Like, I will try to help you as much as I can, but you can't expect," like, we had the dresses for 2 months, so they had 2 months to pick them up. And they all had gastric sleeve surgery, so, like, I mean, it was, like, a big weight loss, like, and nobody said, "Hey," like, nobody thought maybe we should
Look at our sizes.
try on our
Do you
dresses.
still carry bridesmaid dresses?
We carry off the rack ones, so I don't order them anymore. I just have, like, they kinda go simple prom or bridesmaids, so,
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
ordering, yeah. But I don't, like, order full wedding parties anymore. True that.
You're like, "No, thank you."
That was it. That was the thing that I was like, "No, thank you." Yeah,
Yeah, and your life is probably more peaceful because of this.
so much more peaceful.
So, I think it's cool that you still do alterations. That's not everybody does anymore. So that's probably like, yeah. And it's your mom. So it
Yeah.
sounds like it's pretty manageable because she can do it in-house.
Definitely, yeah, and, I can kind of, like, oversee it and make sure and, like, me and my mom are both people pleasers, so, like, we're not going to be like, "Okay, here's your dress. Sorry, it's, like, messed up." Like, we're gonna do everything to make it, right, and so she doesn't take on projects that she doesn't think she could do or that would be too challenging, so she does mostly the more, like, simple hems and, like, straps and taking it and stuff like that. We don't do, like
Yeah, and bustles or whatever.
yeah, yeah, we do the simple stuff. I do the hand sewing if needed, but, that's about all I can do.
Okay, and tell me what's been like the fun thing in this industry, the thing that you're like, I really enjoy this part of it and it's what keeps me going.
Yeah, oh my gosh, there's so much. Like, obviously, going to market's a big fun party. I love going to market, that's always my favorite. I hadn't been this year I went, and I hadn't been in, 7 years before that because I was busy having babies, so and I didn't wanna take
Tell me you're coming in March.
I'm going to try. Yes, that's the plan. I'm planning to go to Chicago, so
Okay, good. I'll be there speaking. You
oh,
will
good.
be come.
Good, good. Yeah, so going to market and, like, really getting into that, like, whole, like, buying process again instead of just, like, ordering off of pictures was really nice, but, I mean, just honestly, like, having the events that we do in the store and, like, getting to see the excitement of brides and, like, just when they find the one, like, I don't know, it's still, like, just, like it makes me happy. It makes me, like, feel like I'm doing something good, instead and, like, getting to be, like, a small part of their special life event.
Their big day. Mhm. Absolutely. And you get to be a part of your community
Exactly.
in a more meaningful way than just the neighbor. It's like we're the girl that helps everybody find their wedding dress.
Right, right, yeah, so it's fun.
That is so awesome. And you have 2 kids at home while you're doing this?
Yes, I do, a 4 and a 6-year-old.
A 4 to 6-year-old.
Yeah.
So, are they proud? Do they come to the store and feel so proud that this is their family business?
Yes and no, I don't think they grasp it yet. I try to keep them out of the store as much as possible just because like, it's a big playground to them, and so it's just hard, they get bored, real easy. Now my daughter does like going on sequin treasure hunts is what she calls them, so she has little boxes of sequins and jewelry.
When don't you, I feel like I find surprises in my store if my kids have been in there. I'm like, "Oh, where did this come from?" Oh, a little, car inside the
Yeah,
dress.
all the time, and, like, just, like, little sticky note because they like to draw, so I'll find sticky notes randomly, which is kind of like a nice little surprise sometimes to see their little drawings, but, yeah, they like to come in and they like to go on treasure hunts, and then they like to clean too, which is kinda nice, so I just put them to work.
I love that. I love that so much. Well, I will say this, that I think you'll be when you are 50, for example, you'll be, like, owning a store for way longer than any other 50-year-olds.
Got it.
Yeah, 31 years in the business when you just 50.
Yeah, that's a long time.
That's incredible. I mean, to be already at 13 years in and you started at 19, I mean, I'm so proud of you for how much bravery that took.
I think
That took a lot of, just, like I said, being willing to take a chance and say, I'm going to try my hand at being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
What's been something that you're like, I'm really proud of that we've done and accomplished as a business and as a family over the years that you're like, you know, I was just a 19-year-old girl, like just graduated high school, and I'm really proud of myself for fill in the blank.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's quite a few things, I mean, honestly, we've grown a lot, for sure. We went from maybe, like, a $100,000 store up to we're at just at 500,000 now, and so, like, that's a really big really cool thing to really hit. It's been a lot of work. It's been some hard work. I also host bridal shows too, so just seeing all of that come together and getting to be like a leader in the wedding industry in our area and kind of like having people like rely and trust my opinion and stuff is really cool. And just, even like going to the grocery store and be like, "Oh, hey, you're Emily, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You sell wedding dresses?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me," and, like, we've had several prom girls that have been our brides now, and, like, seeing them, like, go from prom and, like, one of them was 8th grade dance. I sold her 8th grade dance dress, and she got married last year, and so I was like, "Okay, first off, I feel old, but, like, it's really cool that she."
Well, yes.
Yeah, so she bought her 8th grade dance dress, and then she went to prom all 4 years and bought every single one of those dresses with us, and then she bought her wedding dress with us. So it was really neat to, like, see that progression and, like, her grow up and everything and, like, have those loyal customers and everything. So it's a really cool moment to see all that.
For sure. Oh my goodness, like, I can imagine the multiple generations you're gonna have in your lifetime of serving your community because of starting so young, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like, you're gonna see, like, that store that's like, "My grandma got her dress here, my mom and me."
Baker like, yeah, almost being the first for like, "My grandma got it here." Maybe my daughter can handle that, but
It's gonna happen before you know it, so just I know, just be ready.
exactly.
You haven't had a daughter come in yet, have you, to get
Not yet.
okay,
I'm sure it's coming soon, though.
yeah, we've had that, and that's pretty wild.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty wild, I will say. Okay, well, cool. Well, I would love for people to just like know where they can follow you, find you on Facebook or Instagram or your website. Tell us some contact information so they can say, "Oh my gosh, that girl Emily, she's a young mom doing the business ownership thing too." And I'm sure they're gonna want to follow along in your journey. So that can make you, Emily.
Yeah, of course. So our website's just emilyrace.com, and it's EMILYRAES.com. And then all of our social is all Emily Ray's Longview. So TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, we have a Pinterest board, all that. And then we have our like personal branding, which is hi, I'm Emily on TikTok. So yeah, definitely follow along.
Hey, go girl. I'm so proud of you. Well, thanks for being on today's episode. And I can't wait to just see you continue to grow year after year. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you for having me. It's been exciting.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Bridal Owner Success Stories. I hope you found some inspiration and encouragement for your own career in the bridal industry. If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. We are in this together.